So, as most of you all know, GTA 6 is possibly one of the most anticipated titles going into 2026. Yes, everyone is anticipating GTA 6. Now, there is some analysts out there who is predicting that GTA 6, it's poised to make just over $7 billion in 60 days. And that is a phenomenal and mind-blowing number. Yes, GTA 6 is probably the hottest thing right now to talk about in gaming. Well, it just so happened that the PlayStation community is trying their best to get some sort of win. You see, these guys would have lost their credibility because they did not buy Astrobot, although this was Game of the Year. Astrobot thus far has only sold 2.3 million copies despite having an install base of over 77 million PlayStation 5 consoles out in the wild. These guys lost credibility when we are seeing games like Forza is outselling their first party title, which is Astrobot. And let's not even talk about Death Stranding too. You see, this game is an exclusive game. This game has high graphical fidelity. This is what the ponies like, but yet this game was not able to chart, not even in the top 5, not even in the top 10. Nowhere this game was able to chart thus far. So right now, these ponies are down bad. So when they are down bad, guess what they do? They lie. Yes, these ponies lie their teeth out just to get a win. And the latest lie is coming from someone that has been proven to be not only a liar, but someone who claims to be a detective. That is Detective Seed. Now, I don't know if this guy watched 2 movies of Detective Pikachu and thinks he's a detective, but most of his information seems to be, lacking any sort of detective work. Now, this is where I come in. You see, what I do, I expose the lies of the PlayStation community. I expose the gaming journalists who don't even do research. They lie as well. That is my job. My job is to expose these ponies and jabronis and just show how they lie. You see, these guys don't understand. I've been training for such things like this.
Oh God! Jackie Chan in party there. Jackie Chan in party there, man. Jackie Chan in party there, man.
You see, these ponies don't know who they are messing with. So let me expose, the lies of the PlayStation community, and let me just show the gaming community why you can never trust anything a pony is saying. Yes, you cannot trust anyone who is affiliated with PlayStation. You need to second guess what they are saying. You need to test what they are saying in order to figure out or find out the truth. So guess what? Sit back and relax. And let's talk about some PlayStation lies and why you cannot believe everything this the Detective Seed is saying without facts and evidence. Let's get it!
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. So guys, as most of you all know, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. So do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button. Doing that, you will get some great Xbox content. Of course, our attempt is to make you laugh. We specialize on Sony Pony Salt. Life is short, so sit back, relax, and laugh a bit. So do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button today. Now let's get back to the video. So let me continue the video by first saying that there are liars on all platforms. I mean, there are liars in the Xbox community, the Nintendo community. But I'll tell you something. Those ponies are of a different caliber. Yes, these guys lied through their teeth. You don't believe me? Look at this. You all remember when J-Dub tweeted this? Factions will launch before Starfield. Remember this tweet. Yes, the PlayStation community ate that up. And a matter of fact, There is a little boy in the wilderness. He is shouting this.
Where is factions? You told us to wait, we waited, and you're still not here. Neil Druckmann, where are you?
PlayStation.
Who could remember when J-Dub tweeted this? Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6, PlayStation 5 exclusive. I mean, there's so many lies J-Dub told over the years. I mean, if I was to continue, I mean, this video would be 10 hours long. But it's not only J-Dub as a pony general lying, it's also Meth Head Guy. Yes, he lies so much.
But the fact that Marathon is returning as a PlayStation exclusive is insane.
Lie again. Lie.
And guys, this is what I do. I expose these guys. These guys are liars. But it's not only this lie he told. You see, Virtuous is a studio that recently would have had layoffs, right? If I was to ask you guys, who is the owner of Virtuous, what would you say? Now, if your answer is that Virtuous is a privately held company, then you'll be right. Ding, 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 ding. Now, if I was to ask you, do Virtuous only make games for Xbox? Is Xbox the primary, platform they make games for? If you say no, they also make games for 2K, Activision Blizzard, Bandai, Namco, EA, Microsoft, Square Enix, Sony, Ubisoft, and Warner Brothers, then ding ding ding, you are correct. But guess who Dreamcast Guy blamed for Virtuous layoffs? Was it Sony? Was it Ubisoft? Guess who he blamed?
Talking a lot about Xbox, but also just the state of this industry. And if I sound extra frustrated, it's because I actually am. I need to vent some hate because it just feels like right now the state of gaming in general, but especially with Xbox and Game Pass and stuff, I hate the fact that every game just seems to fail. Even if it sells a bunch, even if it gets crazy Metacritic, even if it just is the hottest game on the planet like Oblivion Remastered, they just fired a bunch of the people that made Oblivion Remastered.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
No, the best game of the year? I am frustrated because I do feel like this problem is all-encompassing. We're going to talk about this from a bunch of different angles, but also just the fact that it turns out that a lot of people have been lying.
So yes, Dreamcast Guy is a habitual liar. I mean, I would have already exposed him. I would have exposed J-Dub, and there are many more ponies I could expose as them being liars. But let's get to the real meat and potatoes. Let's expose this seed, this detective seed as being a liar, a con, and this is why he's kicked out of every, insider subreddit and so forth. Now, Detective Seed would have made a statement saying this.
Detective Seeds sent this tweet out a few hours ago or so, and it says here, GTA 6 has been and continues to hit 60 FPS while being optimized for the PlayStation 5 Pro on multiple graphical settings. PS engineers are assisting with the optimization due to the new tech being implemented and rolled out with a current target date of May 2026. They are also assisting on several other Rockstar titles that are rolling out in the near future pre-PS5 Pro 2026 update. As of right now, 60 FPS is being achieved on the PS5 Pro only. This could obviously change before release. It is anticipated that GTA 6 will have multiple graphical options on the PS5 Pro on release. Also, the Rockstar PlayStation marketing deal is what's allowing and encouraging this collaboration on optimization. Should see several GTA 6 PS bundles in the next marketing push. This info is from a PlayStation engineer who has provided highly accurate and verified info several times in the past.
So yes, the PlayStation community, they are, how to say, eating this up. I mean, as I said before, they are down bad, so they are looking for any win whatsoever. So all these ponies are looking forward to this. But let me just remind these ponies and anyone who would just want to believe everything that this Detective Seed is saying, let me just remind these guys that this is the same guy that said this.
And Forza Motorsport was 60. But, you know, again,
Yeah.
it's just...
Was it though?
Was what?
Was Forza 60?
Yeah,
Oh shit.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know.
I don't know.
it is. It's 60.
It wasn't solid.
Speak from the heart, brother. What you got to say, man? What
Well,
are you
wasn't
saying?
si-
It's not
it
60?
Well, I reviewed that game. I got about 50 hours into it, and if that is a solid 60 frames per second, it may have been advertised as 60 frames per second, but that game did not hold at 60 frames per second like I would expect from Turn 10
It
Studios.
was a 60 target.
That was a 60 target. That was not holding 60 frames per second. Like I said, I got about 40, 50 hours into it. Thankful that I got a free review code at the beginning to check it out early. But that game was a downturn from what Turn 10 Studios is known for making. So I don't even think that could be classified as being a solid 60 frames per second.
What?
Wow, the land of make-believe.
You know what? You know what it was 60 frames per second on? On PC. Just like Hellblade will be. Because it's a goddamn shame that this console that eat monsters for breakfast can't get a goddamn 60 frames per second console or next gen exclusive on there.
Thankfully, both series consoles manage a basically impeccable output in framerate terms. I tried my hardest to push the game, putting myself in the middle of huge grids on rainy, overcast tracks and driving very poorly. These are situations that reliably produce framerate dips in other racing games, but don't seem to have any effect whatsoever here. Forza is just perfectly locked to its framerate target, so the game is a steady 30 FPS in the visuals modes and 60 FPS in the performance modes. Outside of game, quite impressive stuff. Turn 10 has clearly calibrated the game around hitting high frame rates consistently on console hardware, and to achieve 60 FPS gameplay with 2 RTFX on Series X is a bit of an accomplishment. It's a perfectly smooth experience, and the game's high quality motion blur perfectly accentuates the flow of the action.
Yes, the same Detective Seed came onto our podcast and lied and said that, Forza Horizon was not running, or Forza Motorsport was not running at, 60 FPS. But there's more lies and more, at times his predictions were wrong. So he's supposed to be a detective, but was able to read this message wrong from Ninja Theory. He thought that Ninja Theory was closing down. He said, yeah, this strikes me as a goodbye message, unfortunately. This is what this Detective Seed said. He and also even said that he was wrong. He predicted the date for Oblivion. The date he predicted was a wrong date when he himself said, I was wrong in trying to guess a date. I am not above saying when I am wrong. So he is saying that he has been wrong multiple times, and there are so many other times this guy was wrong, Detective Seed. But one of the biggest reasons why his prediction or his insider is absolutely wrong about GTA is because of what Digital Foundry would have said here.
We actually did some frame rate analysis at Digital Foundry just off the footage they provided, and we found that it was usually running in the 50s there. In person, it was running in like the 40s and 50s in that city area, which is pretty impressive because on PlayStation 5, at least the last time we checked, and we need to check it again because they have patched the game subsequently, but it was more like the 30s and 40s. So if they are achieving that frame rate uplift relative to PS5 there, that is pretty impressive. But at the same time, Dragon's Dogma 2 is just one of those games, and Capcom has a bit of a history of this, of kind of like very high quality graphics, but somewhat inconsistent quality in terms of configuration. And then some weird issues like the fact that the city in that area, or the city in that game rather, is super, super CPU heavy and just kind of destroys modern CPUs, especially those in the consoles. So it's maybe not the ideal game to show off for PlayStation 5 Pro.
I remember Richard had mentioned Space Marine 2 might also encounter that issue because it is so CPU heavy. Do you think there are going to be some games that just don't quite get to that 60 mark? It is nice to see the improvement in terms of frame rate for Dragon's Dogma 2, but that was one I was kind of looking at. I don't have an analysis tool, but I can just go through and count the frames, and I'm like, it's not 60. You can tell quite quickly at any point in the video, just going through it, that it's not quite there. Do you imagine that could be a bit of a bottleneck for the PS5 Pro for some of these, less well optimized games?
Yeah, I think there on PS5 Pro, the problem that you're running into, and it is a significant problem here, is that the CPU appears to be unchanged or largely unchanged. Now, it does look like Sony have opened up a certain visual mode that you can select for the developers to increase the CPU clock by about 10%. But other than that, it appears to be the same CPU as the base PS5. So basically, if your PS5 game is targeting 60 FPS, then your PS5 Pro game can also target 60 FPS.
There you have it. One of the main reasons as to why GTA 6 will not be 60 FPS is because of the CPU in the PlayStation 5 Pro. It did not change from the PlayStation 5, and traditionally GTA games are CPU heavy, and it is known for launching at 30 FPS. Now, is there no possibility that the PlayStation 5 Pro could run GTA 6 at 60 FPS? I won't say no, there's no possibility, because of the advent of AI, because they are making leaps and bounds in AI. This might be the first generation where it is GTA could launch at 60 FPS on console. Granted that the AI has a heavy part to play with reaching or making these games run at 60. That is a high possibility. But outside of that, if Sony is only going to rely on that PSSR, no, this game is going to launch at 30 FPS. So this is what I do. I expose these ponies. I showed you facts and evidence as to why these guys are liars. Now let me hear what you thought about the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.